Hello, so I am recording my phone screen right now, and just out of interest, if you wanted to do the same yourself, it looks like this in terms of a screen recording. I am currently recording at 60 frames per second using the app NML. You can see it's done a few tests there. So in the settings, I am currently using it's recording. Got to make sure that record audio is on. If you want to record audio with it, I've changed it to a specific storage location. I'm recording at 60 frames per second with a video bitrate, which is 10 megabits per second now. Audio capture will record at 320 kilobits per second, which is the highest. Okay, let's look. Using MNML screen recorder once again to show you that on Android 10 update for my phone, I got this feature, which is probably on a lot of your devices already, your mobile devices. Primarily Android. I am not sure if iOS has it, but I am sure that there are iOS apps for doing the same thing should you ever wish to record your screen. But on Android 10 I got this feature. It is possible that even without Android 10 you have this feature as well. Unfortunately my phone still records at a lower frame rate than what I would wish, but that's not very much I can do about that on here. Hopefully your phone is capable of it. This is a mid-range phone being a Galaxy A50, so you can choose on a few options here. You can choose no sound, media sounds and mic, or media sounds. You've got 1080p, 720p and 480p options. I'll choose 1080p and then just go to the more physical settings there. And if you want to start it, all you do is you press on that notification button and it will show up. You may have to find it in your button order. This is a ML screen record, but this screen record may show up on there, especially if you're updating to Android 10. It will show up at the top here and you will need to drag it down if you want to use it on a regular basis. And shall get back to the rest of the video now. To your button order, and it starts at the top here. You drag it into the rest of your menus, and I've moved it to here, so you will see it there in the bottom, and you simply press that to start and stop the screen record. Some phones may have a notification panel button in here already called screen record, and you would simply be able to just press that instead, but MNML provides that if it's not there. Alright, so most phones, modern phones, should have a feature when it opens called Pro Live Focus Video, Photos, Super Slow Motion, but the one I'm interested in is right at the very end here. It's called Lapse. So what I do is I can configure the settings. Different settings there. Options for speed auto, so I can configure it to be whatever speed I wish. I'm just going to go ×4 for this right now, and so I'm just going to, for example, record this pen. So the pen is on the table and I'm going to move it around a little bit, and I'm going to let a few seconds of footage pass. Just a few seconds of footage. So I'm recording a hyperlapse. You can record at whatever speed you like. I'm obviously just in times 4, so it's a lot quicker. And yeah. So that gives you, so I just stopped the hyperlapse there, so that provides the justified standard hyperlapse video. Hyperlapse, and I press play. It's just going to load it, and you can see that it is moving faster than normal time. That's one of the easiest ways to do it, but it's not really configurable. I'll go back to the camera app. And then there is another way, but this is a bit harder or a bit more complicated to configure, is you can do a standard video and then later on speed it up. So I'm just going to record the video. Oh, what? Okay then. Oh, it's probably failed because I am currently recording my screen. So if this doesn't work a second time, I will stop the capture for a second and come back with the video later. That's not easy to do at all. Alright, let's try one more time. Yeah, recording failed. So I will go up and stop this screen record. Alright, for just a second, which you can either do as a stop button there, or you can stop it. Alright, so I am now going to plug my phone into the computer. We've got the USB-C, obviously, going into my phone, and I'm going USB ports, just disable my lighting for a second, and plug the other end, very round of course, into the computer. So I'm now going to open up a software, OBS. Now there are multiple different softwares. Opening up OBS, and this is what you're presented with. I can update if I like. I'll just say remind me later. Alright, so I just paused the video so I could update OBS, so that I was making sure I was using the most recent version. So what we need to do is, you already see that I've got a display capture. I will very shortly over to OBS, but I will just delete this first. No, need to add it in the sources box. Need to add a source. Display capture. This is if I want to capture what I'm doing on my display. Create new display capture, that's fine. Okay, makes this video visible. Capture cursor is useful if you want to capture the cursor. If you don't, then that's okay. So what this should do is capture. Start recording. For some reason, it's quite good in the ears. Should show up here. Someone just capture my display for some reason. and pause until I figure out what the issue is. Okay, so as you can see, it is now fit. So I had to remove the old one after I'd done my fix. Okay. So what I did was in settings, I searched graphics settings. This is the Windows settings. Select classic apps, browse, and you browse to the location which is shown there of OBS. And you need to go options and choose power saving if you're recording just your screen, and high performance if you're recording a game or something. Reason for this is the adapter, though as you are on a desktop computer, I do not think you will have any issues with this, as the entire screen is run off of your graphics, your external GPU, as opposed to a laptop which uses both. So I'm going to do display capture, add new, okay, and as you can see, my display is showing up there. I shall now transfer over to OBS. Alright, so as I showed you on my phone, I set up display capture so you can see the display in the video, and I've got an audio input capture there. You can just, OBS automatically creates this mic/aux, which picks up your mic. Now I didn't realise that it wasn't there, so I decided to create an audio input capture, but if you wanted to add any audio input device, you can go add, as I did there, they didn't have it on there, so add audio input capture, gives you an automatic name, and then you can select your default or any of your main one, or any specific one, select that, then hit OK and it's there. I'll just remove that, yes, so not echoing, and then, so we have got my phone connected, as you can see I've got this window opened up. So what we need to do is go to where the recording is. Now I have already mentioned this, but I'll just copy one over to show. So you just go to the recording you want, drag it over, and it will copy. And then what you want to do is right click that to open with photos, but if you open it, were to happen to just double click it and accidentally open it in Photos, you can go to this pencil icon, click edit, click it and do view in photos, rather than close it and then reopen it. Now I want to go up here to the edit and create button, and you want to create a video with text. Click that and click create video with text. So this brings up the built-in Windows video editor. Just give it a name. I'll just call it tutorial video. And so we've now got this. We then copy over any of the other files we need, as I have already done. And we then, so I'm going to go from phone, you can get a view of what they are. So if we just drag from there and pop them in the project library. For the purpose of this, I'll just show you the beginnings of it. So we have got two videos. All you simply need to do is click on them. In fact, it's actually highlighted in both already. But you can select one. You can have a select one, place it in the storyboard. So this appears to be the time-lapse one. That's just time-lapse, and you've got the time-lapse in your video. You can also place
the other one in, and this is the normal time one.
Moving around.
And so if you wanted to add music to that here, you can do, there's a method doing custom audio. You can add in your audio file, or you can go to background music, select your background music, select your volume, hit done, and that will loop through your video.
Hello, so I am recording my phone screen right now, and just out of interest, if you wanted to do the same yourself, it looks like
music in the background. If you wanted to add a custom audio file, you go add the audio file. And I have got the audio file in my downloads. So I've downloaded this audio file from YouTube, which I will show later, and I can just hit open that. So now I've got the audio file. You can place it anywhere you like. You do this, you'll have to add it again to get it to play through the rest. I don't
I'm obviously recording. I am currently recording.
Just turn off
The custom audio settings using the app
You can adjust the volume of that, so you can still hear any talking you want to do.
ML. You can see it.
That's a bit quiet. And you can just check it.
Done a few tests there, but in the settings, I am currently.
Same, you do the same if you wanted to add in a custom overlay. So if I went to this of the pen, you can then add an audio file of any recording you want. So I could actually just select that and paste it in there, and you can see it's there. Change the length, and you've got the audio file there. Alright, but importantly, so as showed before, this video is already a time lapse. It's the original time lapse. However, there is a way which, if you just recorded the video as a whole, which is a lot more file size, you can go to edit speed, and we can increase it by up to 64 times. Let's just do 4 times speed. And you'll probably want to mute the audio there. And so it's now effectively a time lapse. And then when you want to finish the video, you simply go up here, click finish, and finish. Then you save and export. So click finish video, export. So you've got video quality. You can select 1080p, high 1080p, medium 720p, low 540p, which obviously changes the file size, with 540p being the smallest. As 1080p is the highest video resolution it was recorded in, then 1080p is the maximum. So, picking 1080p. You can also say use hardware accelerated encoding, which you definitely want, as it will decrease the time it takes. So it's now going to open up a place to save it. And if I just do export there, you'll see that it's now exporting the video. Right, so the export is nearly finished. We'll just wait for that to finish off and you will be able to see what it does. You can at any time hit cancel if you don't wish to continue or you want to make any changes before you export it. So it's now exported and it's popped up photos of it, and you will see if I go back to videos, it is now in the bottom here, and you can close that. You can then just close the window and it is done. I wish you good luck with creating your time lapses. I am waving a pen around, I am waving a pen around the table, and that is that. I am waving a pen around, I am waving a pen around the table, and that is that. Alright, so a couple more things at the end of this video about OBS and in audio. There are two methods which you could add audio, and I'll show them in more detail in a later video on DaVinci Resolve, which I vastly recommend over the inbuilt Windows video editor. It's got a lot more detail to it and is also completely free. There's a couple of ways you can record audio to it. You can do voice recorder, which you may have to download, I don't actually remember. You can then just hit record voice. Hello, I am moving a pen around in this video. You can, of course, if you want to, you can open up that video load up the time lapse here. I can bring that down, pop you there, pop voice recorder there. I can hit record here and then do. Alright, I am waving a pen around, I am waving a pen around the table, and that is that. Pause and stop. And then you would simply add that to the Windows editor in exactly the same way that I showed you adding the audio track. Alternatively, you could use OBS. You could get rid of the display capture or disable it. So I did hide display capture and back. And simply just record an audio input and record that, or alternatively using other software, probably DaVinci Resolve and other video editing softwares, you could recapture it with the display so you don't have to control everything like that, and you simply turn off the display and you just actually, and in the editor you remove the display. I'd probably suggest physically turning off the display or removing the display capture to record the audio, and you do that in the same way, and you would end that. Now, with OBS, if you were doing a recording in that way, you would need to do remote recording because it records it in its own software. You need to clear all items first, if you've done one in the past. You click a video, you click in here, open the video, and we want one of the OBS ones, which have not been changed yet. So I select this one, let open, it will show the output location, and you can change its name. So I'm going to call this Windows Video Edit. And then you hit Remix, and it does it very quickly. Now, a couple of things with the audio input is you can go Settings, you can do Advanced Audio, you want to make sure that monitors are off. Your Top Audio, you can do LR. You can also go Properties, and it will show you the properties of that. You can go Filters, and as you can see, I've already applied filters. So to add a filter, you would go Add, and add a noise suppression. OK. I will just remove that one. And so noise suppression gets rid of background noise, which is helping improve the audio quality, preventing background noise like my computer's fan from being audible. Then there's another one called Noise Gate, which means that the mic will turn off if there's no audio activity above whatever decibel you set here. The attack time is the time from when it gets noise after being turned off to turn on. The hold time, I think, is the time in between, and the release time is then the time that it will take to turn off the mic. So it's gain, then boost your mic a bit if you need to get it a bit louder. So close that. One final point is that if you have a more recent graphics card, particularly the RTX cards, but it is actually possible to enable it on 1080, the 10 series of cards, and there's a new feature from NVIDIA called RTX Voice, which handles most of what has already been I've already shown on the audio input. It gets rid of all background noise and makes your voice a lot clearer. It is a very lovely piece of software. You can have a quick look at it. It obviously won't work on my laptop because it's quite an old laptop with only 950M, so it won't work there, but yeah, RTX Voice. And it will work on all 20 series graphics cards and should work on many GTX cards as well. As you can see, OBS is one of them supported. It will also work in all of your other applications, or most of them, particularly Discord and chats and things. And you need to download a separate app for it, and it will explain everything in this guide and show you there. So if you have a newer graphics card, I definitely recommend doing this because it will improve your audio. However, the audio improvements in OBS Studio, which I have already shown, OBS, the software I've already shown, are pretty decent. And though I do have a fairly decent mic, I have used them to get rid of, for example, the background noise from my fan. I wish all of you very good luck with creating your time lapses or any other videos, and I will soon be uploading a video on DaVinci Resolve, which, as you can see here, is what I'm actually using to fix this recording and this video and make the tutorial a lot better and actually be able to understand me. And I vastly recommend that software over the Microsoft's Windows 10 built-in one. Good luck with all of your videos.